Well, it's time for an early fall preview of the pepper plants before we get into winter here, and I'm not sure how that's going to go with them, but here we are. I guess we'll start over here again with the ghost pepper. This big thing is still hanging out, doing good. It's growing great. Somehow it's still standing and not breaking off branches and stuff. It's a tangled mess of vine, really, is what it is. Like a bush out of control. But anyhow, it's putting out unbelievable amount of peppers, so I'm just letting her go. It's full of flowers everywhere. There's probably 200 flowers on it, and they're finally starting to ripen. There's one right there. That's probably the biggest one on the plant, and it's about maybe 2 inches long. It's in the shade. There we go. And it's looking pretty good, healthy. We got a bunch of little ones. I don't know if these are all going to get really big. These peppers have never gotten really huge ever since I've had the plant. They're all over the place. Some are getting big, some are little. I don't know if they're going to finish growing or just ripen up. We'll see. They're all over the place. So there's probably a good 150 on here right now. 100. And a lot more to come. It looks like it's still spitting out blossoms. I thought it would slow down with the fall coming like it did. But yeah, there's this section over here just went nuts. They're everywhere in there. There are just groups of them all over. Flowers still popping like it was spring. But, I don't know, we're in a cold snap right now too, with about, well, cold snap for Florida. I wouldn't call it a cold snap, but down in the 50s at night and 70s during the day. But anyhow, that's what that's going. What's happening with that one? I don't know. It's going to take a while to pick them once they all ripen. We're over here to this one's doing excellent. This is a little Jamaican Scotch bonnet, and it's got a lot of pepper starting on it. A lot of them are starting to turn. Really good. I tried a couple the other night. Got a couple really big ones on here. That one's the first one that really grew, and it still hasn't turned. It's just sitting there, so looks very healthy. There's a bunch of big ones around it. Kind of dark under there, but got a lot of growth. Got a couple back here. They're finally coming around, turning. This one's doing good. Great flavored pepper, great for salsa. These are my new ones. I finally got from the peat pots in the last video into regular pots and get them going, and hopefully it doesn't get too cold and they get rocking here and get strong enough. I got a couple Butch Teas back there. Got 2 7-pot Primos, 2 7-pot Douglas, and 2 more ghost peppers of a different variety. They look like they're much bigger. At least a picture of them did. We'll see what I actually get. They look like they're much longer, the 3-inch ones, you know, when you see the really big pods. This one on my right over here is not really that kind. I don't know what kind of strain it is, but it's not, they don't get big like that. This one is supposedly Scorpion Moruga, but I was talking to Paul Tonkin, and he said thinks it's obviously a cross because it doesn't look anything like the one he has, and his are much bigger pods and they have a bumpier texture to them. So this one must have got crossed with something, maybe a habanero. They have the shape of the Moruga, just not the texture. But there's a lot of them on there, and they're all starting to turn now. So there's some pretty good size guys on here that are turning, and they are hotter than hell. I don't know if they're as hot as what his are, or what they're supposed to be, but I can tell you they light you up. This one's actually doing really good. This is the leaves look funky, I know. They're all curly and weird, but I tell you, these things got some nice peppers on them, and they're very thick skinned. The walls are thick, like 2 or 3 times as thick as what they look like they're supposed to be from what I've seen of his and other people's. But they're hot as hell. They taste great, and I'm Thinking about sending some over to him to try and see what he thinks, see how they compare. Maybe he can pick out what it actually is. This is the other one that's supposedly like that one, and I don't think it is. This one might be the real thing because the pods look totally different now that it's creating them, and they're everywhere. And these look actually like, let me get some light on there, like an actual scorpion. So these were both supposed to be Morugas, and I don't know what I got. Learned a lesson from buying from the wrong place. I should have bought them from Neil, that hippie seed company, is what I've been told. So I have, and I got to get those planted still. But these all have the actual scorpion shape. Every one of them really has it. Every one I can find has a perfect scorpion tail shape. So now these over here are the Butch Tees, supposedly. This one is finally starting to just go bonkers with peppers. They're very small still, but they're actually growing. But they don't have the scorpion tail either. They have a semi-scorpion look, but not with the sharp tail like the other one. I have yet to try one of these because they aren't ripe yet. I'll send some of these to another friend on YouTube too. A little collection of this stuff and see what he thinks. These are very soft walled and light green, but they don't really have a true scorpion tail, just a kind of a hint of one. So I don't know if it's the actual Butch Tee or not. That one looks like it might be. Maybe, I don't know. This one's a nice size one. There's a couple over here that are really big. And this is the only one on the plant that's finally started to turn. It was one of the first ones on. It's almost there. Looking forward to trying that, sorta. And that's about it for this time around. I'm going to get some more plants going as soon as we get over this hot spell, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these plants. I got all those that I have to still fit in this area that the wife is not so happy about me taking off the patio. Here's the space I have, and those can't go any farther without going into the pool. So I might end up putting them outside on that slab in the direct sunlight, not under the screen, and chopping that tree down, chopping those ficus bushes down to about 5 feet so they get more sun through the day. But we'll see where it goes. Who knows how these are going to do, or if I'm going to overwinter these or just chop them down and let them start over fresh. I'm not sure yet. But anyhow, that's a look at the garden so far, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.